What's up, guys? We are back at the NAWCQ. We just recorded a deck profile literally a few seconds ago, but we are here with another one of our guys from the Dark Side Comics and Games. This other person you may remember from his first appearance in YCS Orlando. He is back once again. We are back with Jeff. And Jeff, what did you play today?
I played Mitsurugi Ryzeal.
All right. And you, from what I remember, on Friday you got your invite with this deck. So
I
how
did.
did that feel?
I felt on top of the world. I've worked all year since coming back a year ago next week, and I busted my butt to like catch up as much as I can after being out of the game for 9.5 years, which a lot of people probably discourage the idea of coming back after that long time off. But so what happened was that I did 2 LCQs. On the first one, I kind of had like a Jeff Jones and Steve Trifanowski moment where they weren't doing well like in the beginning, and they kind of had to like, you know, channel their inner Goku and like kind of like meditate on like following up, like continuing doing well. So I went to my next one. So I kind of just brushed off that first loss. You know, it is what it is. And the second one I came in and I just absolutely hustled as much as I could. And the whole thing was pretty stressful. And I 2-0'd like my round 1 and 4 opponent. Round 1 was Vanquish Soul. Round 2 was Malice, which in the Malice matchup, I actually like he played through broke my whole board and threw me on top deck mode. Goes ahead and makes an Exisco Talker and swings for 53. He passes and I top deck a Protos. And like I slam down and he's like, well, that's the end of that. And then I go round 3, which I think was the most stressful match, was Mitsurugi Fainsmith. I held games 1 and 3, I won. I held Nib in my hand as long as I could, like it was my job. I slammed it down and that was it. Round 4 I actually faced, if you've seen Ben Marlis' deck, Heraldic Ryzeal, actually 2-0'd that matchup. The guy, believe it or not, like he gave me 4 cards off of Perulia, and so he passes back to my turn, back to me. I go first, so I'm going second. He's like, he activates Dimensional Barrier and he calls Exceeds. I have my full Mitsu package in hand, ready to go. And he's like, crap. Like, and then he lost, and so we handshook, and I almost started crying when I won. I'm like it felt like just, you know, you learn through your losses. You know, when you accomplish your goal, you don't know what your limits are. Yeah. So, but yeah, so let's get to the deck profile. So standard 3 Habakiri. You know, this guy is just basically a custom made card, and you know, like I wouldn't be surprised if it gets hit. This, you know, I saw this card like at least like 95% of the time my opening hands right away to get to it. You know, and just, you know, it's absolutely incredible. And the fact that you can it's a 1-card starter after you do your whole Ryzeal combo, it's insane. And drops 3 Fua, standard. You know, out of this, like I was fine. I put my opponent under double Fua, and he gave me like 6 cards, and I was like Nibiru, and he scooped. It was really funny. Standard 3 Ash. Then 3 Droll. I probably drolled my opponents at least like twice every match. And the standard Ryzeal line 2 Ice, 2 Sword, 2 X. I have Star Leader on here. I only have 1 Nibiru, and you know, it's as if I always saw it a lot, so as if I played 3 or not, but I didn't. This is the Protospice Protos, because this deck, you'll see later on, can just through 1 extra Ryzeal can make an entire Protos lock. Then Star Ryzeal. Then Nemesis Flight. I had a lot of people scoop the second I put this on the board. Then one of the Boss Monster. 1 Node. 1 Aramasa. Then 1 Kusanagi and 1 Saji. 1 Night Sword Serpent. What's funny with him is that when you ritual from the hand with Habakiri, and like you Sinister Grave, then do that, then like do ritual spell again and bring out your other boss monster, and then search prayers him and banish him. It's funny that you can shuffle him back in the deck from Nemesis Flag. Yeah, that's it for the monsters. On to the spells. We play 3 Tachyon, 3 Prayers, double Ritual spell, Bonfire, Talent, Cross Out, the Field spell, and Call By. These were great. A lot of people do not play more than one of him. This, I severely disagree with that, even though I understand it. I'm like, and this came in like clutch a lot. And I also do this so I can see this card more, because there's times where like I don't have prayers, I have my rituals in the grave, and I can't ritual summon. So that's the reason behind that. Then just 2 Imperm. I don't want to get Protos by my opponent. So once that happens, you either drop Nib or Imperm immediately. Main deck's 43 cards. It was solid, and I hardly ever bricked, actually. Extra deck is 2 Duo Drive Standard, 2 Eclipse Twins, Aggregator, Dragluxion for your Tachyon Bridge, and then the rig up into the number 38. I never made him. I'm going to keep him in there for now. I might go to Exton, I don't know. Ryzeal Detonator, Standard, then King of the Feral Lens, Baguska. I played the Star Leech. I know I've said I don't really like this card, and for most decks, and I still stand by that. But in this instance, you make your entire board, and then make him first before you do your Nemesis, before you do the Protoss line, so that way they can't imperm at all, which is huge. Then Nagusto Emerald, he was huge. Banshee, I've had a lot of people. This is one thing, so they have some Banshee and they know I'm doing Protoss. They don't do Assuming, they just scoop after that. Then do Garrus, and then, for the bridge for Tachyon. Side deck was, your Mouse, say 3 Lancia, 2 Perulia, 2 Meows. Ghost Bell, this was huge this weekend. Drop Light, I only got to use it once the entire weekend. And the guy just scooped after that. I only negated 1 monster, then Standard, Lightning Storm, Thrust, Duster, and the Negate Field trap card. I felt really good about this deck. My record was 4-5, not bad for my first nationals. I placed 1,052nd out of over 2,800 players. I had the time of my life, and I wouldn't trade these experiences for anything. If anything, I've learned is that it's motivating me to do better, and I will go back to the next nationals if I can.
Yeah, and I hope you do too, because you've been doing great this whole time, and Mitsurugi Ryzeal, of course, is one of the most powerful decks this format. It will 100% get hit on the lists at some point. But yeah, so congratulations on getting your invite, and last but not least, we will see you guys next time, and peace out.